Darn it, come on. Why do these things? I swear I was ready to go before I turned the stream on. It's always something. It's always something. Wait, where? Ah, there's my microphone. Okay. Just trying to check everything, and if it's not one thing, it's another. Hello, my lovelies. It's another Friday night. I hope you all were able to survive the week relatively well. Not much on my end. In case you missed the post, next week's releases I am incredibly excited to share. Sunday's release is going to be so goddamn adorable. The script was adorable. I think my performance was adorable. The editing, the sounds, it just all came together, and I'm very happy. Tuesdays is going to have a bit more of a dramatic vibe. And I kind of have a new voice that I'm trying out. Not sure how well it's going to come across, but I'm happy with it. Oh, hello, Mr. Jekyll. Very glad to see that you also had a good week. Hi, Wavy. Glad to see you back. And, oh yeah, Thursday's release is the latest episode of Null and Her Apprentice. So happy with this one. I've mostly been winging it, but with scripting, but I have kind of been building this one, and then part 5 is going to be even bigger, and I hope it's a good gut punch for most of you. Mwahaha. Mine is an evil laugh. Stretching my back. Alright, so yeah, for tonight, my first thing is I'm going to be playing Lobotomy Corporation. I've not played it, but I heard good things about it. It was on my Steam wish list. Hi, Dova King Audio. Nice to have you here. Yeah, because I ran a poll and was like, hey, I have a couple of titles. Help me decide. And Lobotomy Corporation was pretty big. Oh, I'm so glad you're enjoying the Null series, Mr. Jekyll. I have pretty much discovered after starting this channel and doing these that a bunch of the little story ideas that I've had, because, you just have a really nice concept or you have a really cool scene and you want to make it fully fledged, but you have no idea how to build something around this moment or this character or this idea. So you'll probably find more original works from me eventually of just these things that I wanted to do. All right. Without much further ado, that is not my mouse. I was trying to reach for my mouse and I just grabbed my earbud case, and it's not AirPods. I use Google products because that is the evil corporation I'd rather have. Yes. Why? Okay, little better. Eventually I'll have this more, streamlined and such. I could have sworn this box was more where it was supposed to be last time. Okay. Before I start, I'm gonna grab a quick thing. Don't mind the jittering of the bear. In order to help support my throat health and the longevity of my speaking voice, I got a bunch of honey candies. So that should be helpful. If I could get this wrapper off. Ow. There we go. Ah, that was a terrible noise. Why do I do these to myself? Give me the candies, you bastard. Yay. Alright, now I have that at the ready for whenever I need to not lose my voice. Alright, let's get to playing Lobotomy Corporation. Okay. Does that sound okay? Can you hear me just fine? Maybe turn it down just a wee bit for my own hearing. Alright. Does this have to be with mouse? Yep. I do not have a controller option, so keyboard it is. Thank you for your input. Okay, I have no idea what I'm doing, so tutorial. Interesting. Oh, she's cute. Hello, manager. Welcome to Lobotomy Corporation. Starting today, you are responsible for managing the abnormalities we have and ensuring that we meet the daily energy quota. Interesting. I'm just going to change something real quick so you guys can see my cursor, because it seems that with that, you'll be better understanding what it is I am doing. You can move the camera with the WASD keys on your keyboard. You can also press and hold the secondary mouse button and drag the mouse. Alright, so I can just do, ooh. You can zoom the screen in and out with the F and G keys. Oh, yeah, using the mouse wheel is way easier than that. Let's try a simple maneuver. When you hover your mouse over an agent, some information about them will be shown in the top right corner. Please try selecting an agent and pressing the primary mouse button. Alright, so we have Russo. One day in the control team. Cheery newbie. How long's that gonna last? Standard riot stick. Red 4 to 6. I'm assuming 4 to 6 damage. Fortitude, prudence, temperance, justice 2. Okay. Well done. The information displayed in the panel on the right is related to the selected agent. Some of this information is vital, such as their statistics and ego equipment. Please view the section in the manager's manual titled The Agents for more details about what this information means. Okay. So it seems we're going to get to that part. The bar at the top left of the screen displays the amount of energy you need to collect to end the day. The top right corner lists what missions you are able to attempt today. Alright, so manager education and 20 energy points. Ooh, biohazard sign. Our company produces energy when a product called positive enkephalin, PE, a green box, is released by an abnormality. An abnormality generates PE boxes while it is being worked on. Please click on the containment unit holding an abnormality with the primary mouse button. Alright. Okay, so this little thing. Ooh. Oh, that's interesting. Oh! Instinct. Since you have yet to unlock any information about this abnormality, you have no way of knowing how it will respond to the 4 different work types. In order to learn this information, an agent will need to perform a work with it. For now, please select the first work type available, instinct work. Alrighty. Instinct work satiates an abnormality's physiological needs and desires. When an agent conducts instinct work, their fortitude will increase at the end of the day, raising their health points. Alright, I'm starting to think I should just dive right into this because this is a lot of information at once. Now please click on the agent. Alright, so Ryuso, which part are we clicking? Oh, that's what I do. So work success unknown. Work time unknown. Arrival slow. Each work you can request your agents to perform with an abnormality will have a different result. Oh, okay. If your employee is not mentally ready, abnormalities may appear more frightening or disturbing to them. As such, they may receive fear damage when encountering abnormalities, which will lower their sanity points. Employees of lower grade will take more fear damage from encounters with abnormalities of higher risk levels. Alrighty. Let's see, 000 is a training dummy who sincerely believes he's an he's an employee of our facility. Oh. Abnormalities release Alright, let me see. Enkephalin. When agents work with them, and we collect this into what we call e-boxes. Depending on how the agent performs during the work process, the abnormality will either respond positively or negatively. When it reacts positively, it will release positive enkephalin, which produces a green PE box. This is so much info. Can I just move? Right, so I can't just pull it. However, if the abnormality reacts negatively, it will release a negative. Oh, but let me read, damn you! It's very sad that Ryusel had to leave so soon. It seems that he wants to follow them. Oh. Fear indices, alleviating physiological needs, checking epidermal strength, inducing physiological satisfaction, analyzing decomposition rate. Alright, this outcome can be predicted based on the amount of PE boxes we obtain during the work process. An abnormality typically has 3 states of response: good, neutral, and bad. Depending on the outcome, it may use It may use a special ability or attempt to escape. Oh, that'll be fun. When the work process is completed, the PE boxes are collected. In addition to PE boxes that count toward the daily energy quota, each abnormality also produces a... This is just so much information! These PE boxes are stored and shown in the abnormality's unique PE box counter. These can be used to unlock more of an abnormality's information or to extract ego equipment. Alright, so this is the green box and it goes there, so I clicky this. No, oh, yes. After work has been completed with an abnormality, you cannot send another agent to work with it for a short period of time. Until you can work with it again, you can send your agents to work on other abnormalities or let them heal up in the main room. Okay, send an agent in and then that abnormality can't be worked on for a while, and then I can send my agent to recover or handle another creature. Alrighty. Whenever the department regenerator gauge fills completely, employees in the main room will be healed. This will restore both their health and sanity. Okay, so this is the main room and this is the healing. Okay. Alright. Too much. Let's try ordering an agent to work with a new method. First, click on the agent with the primary mouse button. Okay. Now we use the secondary mouse button to click on the containment unit. Please be aware that you can accidentally deselect the agent during this process. Okay. We still don't know much about this abnormality, so please order the agent to perform insight work with it. Okay, so the instinct is just kind of getting a feel of it. Learning about it is insight. Insight work is a work to improve living conditions, ensuring the containment units are in optimal condition. When an agent performs insight work, their prudence will increase at the end of the day, raising their sanity points. Yeah, Levy, I know. I knew I was going to be doing a lot of reading with this, but good God, there's just so much. Alright. What are we doing next? Alright, so you, agent and root. This is all I have so far. Oh, and that's the healing. Okay. It seems he likes people. Circles around, however. Okay, so I don't really need to pay attention to this, it seems. It's just kind of fun flavor text.
You seem to have collected a sufficient number of this abnormality's PE boxes. It's time to learn about observation. Please press the nameplate displayed at the top of the containment unit. At the moment, it displays the subject number instead of the name. After unlocking the abnormality's basic information, the name will be displayed instead.
Games like this always have a lot of reading, but fun as hell. Thank you for letting me know, Mr. Jekyll. Because when I did the poll, it was like, I think the last count I saw was 59% people voted this, so it's gotta be loved. And I'm sure once we get in the swing of it, it'll get better. But in the meantime, yeah, Wavy, we should probably be taking notes. So we press this. Oh.
This displays the current information we have on the abnormality. As you can see, we still have very little knowledge about it, as most of it is locked away.
Okay.
You will need to spend some of the unique PE boxes we collected from the abnormality to gain specific information. Please try to unlock the basic information with the abnormality now.
Okay, 1 unique PE box.
Details and tips concerning the management of the abnormality are displayed here. If there is something the abnormality dislikes, it can result in a decrease of its
Jesus Christ. Cliff-off counter and cause problems with the rest of our energy productions. Please be sure you unlock and read the abnormality encyclopedia's thoroughly. Jesus, no! There's so many terms like, what were they looking into to get inspiration? Like, I'm assuming Lovecraft, maybe The King in Yellow, I don't know. Or just a lot of SCP Foundation stuff. Unlock the information. Managerial guidelines. Alright,
How the abnormality reacts to the different work types is displayed here. The greater the preference for a certain work type, the more successful the work process will be. The number on the left indicates the virtue level an agent needs to perform that level of work. Please unlock all of this information now.
Okay.
Continuing on, this area shows the maximum cliff-off counter of the abnormality. It will also inform you on whether an abnormality is capable of escaping, as well as its damage resistances when it does. Knowing what an abnormality is weak to will be crucial in handling any escape situations. Try to unlock this information now.
Okay. Escape.
You have now maximized the observation level of this abnormality. When you fully unlock a section of the encyclopedia, the observation level of the abnormality will increase. This will provide additional benefits when working with the abnormality, such as an increased work speed or success rate.
Alright, so that's good. Alright, so insight works like high, very high, and common. So these have all got to be different types of attacks we use on it. Is this supposed to be like electric, psychic, physical? No idea.
Once the observation level reaches a certain point, the extraction and production of eco-equipment from the abnormality will become available at the cost of its unique PE boxes. Eco-weapons are powerful tools that can help with the suppression of abnormalities. Please extract one now.
Teth. Alright, so 5 to 7, normal, short range. Alright, and an ego suit. Red, white, black, and pale. Is that just going to be what it is? It doesn't get a cool name?
Well done, manager. Here, you can view what ego gift the abnormality may present to an agent. If this information is unlocked, each time an agent finishes the work process with the abnormality, they will have the possibility of receiving the ego gift displayed here. Please note that the chances of this occurring tend to be rather slim. Lastly, let us take a look at the abnormality's observation records. Please click on the text Abnormality Story. Alright. This text or where? Oh, right up there. An abnormality in the shape of a training dummy used to train up-and-coming managers. Rumor has it this abnormality was chosen to be used for training as it is the most docile and tame of any that we have extracted. It's called a training dummy rabbit, but it doesn't seem to enjoy carrots. It likes people. If it escapes, it is merely following the employee as they leave its containment unit. So it's harmless. Although rabbits are definitely not completely harmless. I once pet sat for some rabbits, and they were allowed to roam around, but picking one up and trying to put it in its container, learn from my mistake. Hold it away from your body, because getting double kicked by a rabbit in the baby maker, oh god, right in the breadbasket. In this section of the encyclopedia, you can read through the observation records of the abnormality. New lines will be added as your observation level increases. Now then, it seems we've reviewed everything. Please exit the window by clicking on Close. Alright, there it is. Now that you have unlocked the basic information, some of it is displayed at the top of the containment unit. Furthermore, as we have unlocked the list of its favorite works, we now know that the abnormality prefers attachment work. Let's try out ordering an agent to perform attachment work with it. Please click on the abnormality's containment unit. Okay. Additional parts of the basic information are displayed in this window as well, which can be useful to a new manager. Why don't you try ordering an agent to perform attachment work? Okay. Seeing as you have learned the preferences for attachment work, the success rate the agent will have and the amount of time needed to perform the work are displayed. You can also see the various details of the agent by mousing over them. This will allow you to make mindful decisions when giving out orders. Please select an agent to do the work. So just this guy. We just got a slow pace. When do we get these folks joining in? There is one last thing I should warn you about. Each time an agent enters a containment unit to work with an abnormality, the cliff-off meltdown gauge will fill by 1 tick. Why? When the gauge fills completely, the cliff-off meltdown will occur throughout the facility. The number on the right part of the gauge indicates the number of containment units that will be affected. Who set this up? This is terrible. Fire the engineer. Affected containment units will receive a meltdown alarm and will have an alert around them. Okay. When a cliff-off meltdown occurs, the containment unit will have a timer displayed alongside the alarm on top. This timer will slowly drop until it reaches 0. Oh, crap. I didn't get to read the whole thing. Am I supposed to use this? Is this supposed to help me, pause and... I'm trying this out next time things move. The meltdown can be resolved by performing works with the abnormalities whose containment units are affected. If the meltdown is not dismissed within the time limit, a portion of energy that we have collected will be lost, and the cliff-off counter of the containment unit will immediately drop to 0. Please try to prevent this from happening. You can find more detailed information about this in the Work Count Penalties section of the Manager's Manual. Okay. Each time... Alright, crap, fuck, what do I do? What do I do? Oh god, my head hurts already. Alright, for the rest... no, because I don't even feel confident that I could just run in and do everything blindly. I'm not Aaron Hansen of Game Grumps. I can't do it. I believe we have covered almost everything you need to know to begin managing abnormalities. If you have any desire to read more about it, which I would highly recommend, please look it up in the manual. The manual can be consulted at any time during management by pressing the F1 key. Someone remember that for me. Now then, shall we finish the workday? All you need to do is press the button at the top. Alright, so this completed, so we end the day. After completing the workday, any agent who has performed work will have their status values increased according to the work types they performed. After these values pass a certain point, their corresponding virtue level will increase. The agent's level can also increase if their virtues are high enough. Those who achieve this will be promoted and shown in the list below. Okay, so Ryusil. Let's see, Fortitude, Prudence, Temperance, Justice. Ooh, that's quite the bump in HP and SP. Anything else? 22 boosts? Very nice. Ranking S, survival rate 100%, 1 remaining, 0 dead, 3 reward, 1 promoted. Oh, and that's like the time it took me to do everything? Okay. You will also receive Lob as a reward for your hard work in accordance with your management ranking. You can ensure a high rank by keeping more of your agents alive at the end of the day. Yeah, I would hope managers will keep their people alive. The higher your ranking, the more Lob you will receive. However, if there is any abnormality loose when you choose to complete the workday, you will lose some of the Lob you would have otherwise earned. Okay, so make sure that everything is locked away before ending the day. Alrighty, so reward ranking, yes, okay. You can view which missions you managed to successfully complete throughout the day here. Anytime you clear a mission, you'll be able to conduct research in the department it came from at the start of the next day. Alright, seems fair, seems fair. Once management has been finished, you can elect to advance to the next day or retry the current day. Dead agents and lost ego equipment will be recovered if you decide to retry. However, you will also lose any abnormality observations, PE boxes, extracted ego equipment, and promotions earned if you begin the day anew. Okay, that makes sense. So you can either go forward, or you can completely lose everything you earned in order to save everything you lost. Okay, okay. Finally, please click on the button to skip to the next day. From there, I will instruct you on deployment. Yes, give me the next one. Oh, God. Okay. Oh, no. There's so much. There's so much. Okay. Research integration. Temporary educational purpose integrated research. Educational purpose integrated research. The research projects that activate assembly summons, go visualization, and damage normalization will be activated temporarily for the duration of the manager's education. Okay. These functions will be properly activated once the requisite research is complete. When a mission is successfully completed, you will be able to conduct a research project. The proposals for a department's various research projects are displayed at the start of each day during deployment. To start a research project, click and drag it to the open slot in the lower right, then click Proceed to confirm your choice. Please try to do so with this example proposal. Alright, so research integration, so this is the thing. And into the file folder. Confirm. Do you recall how you were rewarded Lob for your skill during management? You can see the total amount of Lob you have garnered here. For this part of the instruction, I'll show you how to spend some of your Lob to hire new agents and how to deploy them. Okay, let's begin by hiring some new agents. Try pressing the Hire button. Okay. Here, you can view the information and appearance of your soon-to-be new hire. You can adjust their virtues by clicking on the arrows next to each one. If, for example, you desire to hire an agent with more HP, you can increase their fortitude. Let's try that now. Okay, that's a little creepy. Alright, so fortitude. Ah, there we go. As you increase the virtue levels of an agent before hiring them, the amount of Lob required will increase as well. The higher the values, the more Lob they will cost. You may need to consider thoroughly how much lob you are willing to spend on just one agent, as well as how much you will have afterwards before finalizing your decision. Once you have finished adjusting your new agent to how you want them to be, you can press the Hire button again to finalize the procedure. Please do so now. The agent you were customizing has just been hired. How about we take a look at their information again? Please click on the agent.
So is Orga?
Just like we viewed their information during management, the information about your agents will be displayed here just the same. If you think your agent could utilize some strengthening in one of their virtues, you can do so by fortifying them. Please click on the Strengthen Employee button.
Okay.
Exactly as we adjusted the virtues during hiring, you can adjust them here by pressing the arrows next to each one. Please remember that as stated prior, it will cost additional lob to do so. Try augmenting prudence by 1 level.
Okay. Finish.
It seems that your new employee is ready to be deployed. Let's do so by clicking and dragging the agent with the primary mouse button over to the control team.
See, why don't they just have LMB instead of primary mouse button? It would just get much more to the point. Okay, so here in empty? Yes.
Well done. Now to give them some equipment. If you recall, we extracted some ego equipment from the abnormality yesterday. We can give that to our employees. To view it, please press the Ego List button. Currently displayed is the list of available ego weapons and their information. Now, click on one of your agents in the list to the right to select them.
Alright, so we're doing Orga, because he's new.
Now assign an ego weapon to your selected agent by clicking one of the empty slots.
Alright, so there's this one. Empty slots details. Okay, there we go. That's the empty slot.
Continuing on, let us take a look at the available ego suits. Please click on the Ego Suit tab. Just as before, you can assign an ego suit to one of your agents by clicking on an empty slot.
Not bad. I'm very apologetic for that, Noble Cur. Sorry, just that's the first thing you hear from me. Oh, Bob Saget, LMB and R&B are too easy. Nothing's straightforward as corporate. Nothing is ever straightforward at any corporation. Fuck 'em.
Please take a moment to test equipping other employees with both ego weapons and ego suits.
Wait, I have more than one?
So say it. What are these? What are these? What are these?
Alright, let's see. Oh, a gloomy newbie. Wait, what's Orga? Bright employee, gloomy employee, suave newbie. That's cute. Okay, so, oh yeah, Alex. Woohoo! And you go here, and you go here.
Excellent work. We should head back to the deployment screen. Please exit the list.
As far as first impressions go, you've seen worse. That's very encouraging.
Let's see. It appears there is a mission waiting for you today. It is not necessary to clear every mission you have immediately, but it is recommended to handle them soon so that you will be able to conduct research the following day. One last thing. If you have any further questions involving the management process or deployment, you can always review the manual by clicking this button on top. The manual can also be opened at any time by pressing the F1 key. Next, I will briefly explain to you how to deal with emergency situations that may arise while you are managing the abnormalities. When you are ready, please begin the next day of management.
Yes. Okay, so that's just like the loading text. I thought that was all the tutorial things we'd have to go through.
Allow me to explain how a manager should deal with emergency situations. The number displayed here is the Cliff-Off counter. It will decrease if you happen to violate the managerial guidelines shown in the Abnormalities Encyclopedia or fail to avert a Cliff-Off meltdown in time.
I'm gonna let you figure out whether I am a literacy bear instead of a coke bear. Although, to be fair, Cocaine Bear was a black bear. I am a grizzly.
Let's see. So now you must be wondering what happens when the Cliff-Off counter drops to 0, no? Shall we find out? Please select the containment unit and order an agent to perform repression work. Okay. So, that's a cool image to display that. Success, common. Is that how long that it's gonna take them to get there? Yeah, let's send Tiffany in. Go, Tiffany, go! Kind of sucks that I can't zoom in specifically where I'm hovering and scrolling. Thinking about the center of the earth. Okay, so it's this. Wait, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Oh, there it goes. Has escaped its containment unit. What are your orders? That was a little scary. When an abnormality's Cliff-Off counter reaches 0, they will either escape or use a special ability. Such things can lead to rather inconvenient situations. This particular abnormality happens to escape. Our agents cannot work with it while it is escaping. So we need to suppress it. Please click on the escaped abnormality. You dare. Order suppression. Abnormalities can inflict 4 different damage types. Red, which decreases health. White, which decreases sanity. Black, which decreases both HP and SP. Alright, I'm gonna be afraid of that one. And pale, which decreases health by a percentage based on the target's maximum HP. Agents equipped with Ego can also utilize one of these 4 damage types. Furthermore, abnormalities have a set of defenses for these damage types. Some forms of attack may be weak, while others could be fatal. You can suppress an abnormality more effectively when your agents attack using the damage types an abnormality is weak against. Okay, so white damage for this one. And definitely don't use red, so... So we gotta attack its sanity. Okie dokie. This abnormality deals red damage and is weak to white damage. How convenient that our agents are all equipped with ego suits which resist red, and ego weapons that deal white damage. Wow, such a coincidence. Who could have guessed? One other thing. If an agent is using an ego weapon whose grade is higher than the abnormality's risk level... wait, what? I don't... strange terms that I don't understand. They will deal more damage to the abnormality and take less damage as well. In our current situation, the ego's grade and the abnormality's risk level are the same. Teth. Is this supposed to be like the different rankings of the SCPs? Like Kether and Euclid and such? Typing or writing without opposable thumbs? Well, it's very easy. You just use the rest of your claws and just clack away. It's not that hard to type with... Now, using a pencil or pen without a thumb, that's a little trickier. When the suppression UI is on display, you can take note of what ego each agent has been equipped with before sending them into combat. Hovering your mouse over an agent will also allow you to check up on their defenses. Now, please click on an agent to begin suppressing our escaped abnormality. Alright, so I guess we're sending Tiffany first. There we go. Where Tiffany? Where you go? There you is. Coming face to face with an abnormality, especially so when it is on the loose, can be quite shocking and frightening for your employees. Just like when an agent enters a containment unit, they may receive fear damage. If the risk level of the abnormality is high while the agent's level is low, it will cause a heavier strain on their mind and lower a portion of their SP. Okay. Get him, Tiffany! Ooh, big wax. Let's get a better view of it. Where? It appears that this abnormality is a bit too strong for just one agent to suppress. Ah, this is a good time to remind you that if an agent dies, the ego they were assigned will be lost as well. Now, let's order the rest of the employees to help suppress this abnormality. Please select the other two agents by clicking and dragging on them with the primary mouse button. Clicking and dragging. Oh, what the heck? Move here. Next, click on the abnormality with the secondary mouse button to immediately order them to suppress it. Please be aware that you can accidentally deselect the agent during this process. It is much safer, easier as well, to give your orders when you pause. You can pause the flow of time by pressing the icon in the lower left or by pressing down on the spacebar on your keyboard. Alright, probably going to utilize the keyboard. Alright, so here. Let's see. Deselect YouTube here. Oh boy. Alright, so I click them. Yep. Move here. What am I doing wrong? Right. Alright, and here. Here. Is that how I do it? Come on, here. What am I doing wrong? This, yes, right mouse button. I am clicking with the right mouse button. It's pressing. Oh god, I'm already getting fucked up. Second. Alright, so left. Quinn. Here. Come on. Someone move, damn it! What am I missing? I can't even pull up F1. Oh no, it did freeze on me. No, couldn't have. I'm clicking things. I'm clicking many things. You two, move here. Oh my god, now it worked. Was it just a small hitbox or something? Smack 'em. Oh, there it goes. You've done well handling this situation. Let's move our employees back to the main room of their department. Please select them all by clicking and dragging with the primary mouse button. With them selected, use the secondary mouse button to click on the main room. It's important to note that you can also use what you've learned here to have them wait on standby in other locations, such as hallways and other departments. Alrighty. Everyone goes back, everyone gets healed up. What the? What? Oh. Quinn, what's wrong? Quinn, what are you doing? What are you doing? What is Quinn doing? What is happening? Quinn's gone mad. Thinner and coffee, he seemed to be doing just fine. I might... What the... Look at that face! What the hell? When an employee's sanity falls to 0, they will panic. A panicked employee will show different behaviors depending on their highest virtue. If you wish to learn more about this, please refer to the section Employee Panic in the Manager's Manual. Now, please click on the currently panicked employee with the primary mouse button. Okay? I'm trying to see everything that's going on. Twisting, so yeah, you panicking. Agents can be recovered from their panic when their SP is restored completely to 100%. SP can be restored with white or black ego weapons. Conveniently, all our current agents are equipped with ego that deal white damage. Please select all available agents and order them to suppress the panicked employee. So they're all going to beat the shit out of her with hammers? I think so. Oh, so I just order them here. Do it. What's wrong with you? Wait. Yep, they all just bop her. And Epsilon. What is You. Wait. That was excellent. Truly well done. If you ever happen to fall into a situation you wish you could redo, such as turning back time to avoid the death of an agent, you can do so by pressing Escape and clicking the Rewind to Memory Repository button, or by clicking Retry. When you choose Memory Repository, you will go back to the most recent imprinted day. Retry, on the other hand, will restart back at the current day's deployment. Okay, so retry the day. Lastly, let's call all our agents back to the main room of their department. You can, of course, do this by selecting them all and manually moving them with the secondary mouse button. However, there is an even easier manner. Next to the regenerator gauge of each department is a recall button. Okay, I'm looking. You can use this button to summon all your agents back to the respective home department's main room. There it is. Please try doing so. Okay. So, he's flipped his lid. What the? Okay, just the way they overlapped, it looked like he had just... Yeah. Except we still got a person freaking out. This concludes our basic manager training and education. If any questions or concerns happen to cross your mind while you're on the job, you can always refer to the manual by pressing F1 or by opening it from the escape menu. Lastly, there will be tooltips that appear if you mouse over the various interfaces and wait a moment. I wish you good luck and lasting health at Lobotomy Corporation, Manager. Oh my god, that was so much. Jesus Christ, it's already been 50 minutes and we haven't even left the tutorial. What the fuck? Apparently I'll be playing this game for longer. I'm still gonna read some Lovecraft because I always try to make good on my word. Such a long tutorial. Oh, good. Where is the things? Oh, I had to click. Face the fear, build the future. Start a new game with the current album? Sure. Oh boy. Resuming scenario, the Seed of Light. What are you? It feeds on the evil that seeps out during conversations between people. Interesting concept. Hello, X. I give you a warm welcome to Lobotomy Corporation. I am Angela, your advisor and secretary. My role as an AI is to assist you in adjusting to your new workplace. So please have no worry in speaking with me or asking any questions. So long as she's just an analytical AI, I will trust her a little more than generative AI, because fuck that shit. It's quite rare for an AI to have a name. I was born from one of the wings of the world. It signifies that I am one of the best to exist in this age. Ah, I know what you must be thinking. Your eyes show that you think I look too human to be an AI. Am I wrong? However, there is a great difference between us. I am bound here. I cannot go wherever I please like you do. I may be able to operate the systems of this corporation to open a door or prepare a cup of coffee for you, but I cannot take a step outside of this building to bask in the sunlight or feel the gentle breeze. I'm getting Am flashbacks. Now, in regards to my appearance, as you can see, the color of my hair is that of the morning sky after a light shower. The tone and shape of my voice is taken from the wisest person in the world. Lastly, my face is picturesque of the person who had the most beautiful smile. Mona Lisa? Haha, don't worry, that was a joke. There can be no such person on this earth. My appearance was designed with attractiveness to the largest number of people possible in mind. If the way I look is pleasing to your eye, then I am working as intended. Moving on. Artificial intelligence is much more efficient in comparison to humans in terms of multitasking. I am the best in a majority of work fields.
She's stealing jobs.
I am able to handle the work of several dozen people at once. I'm certain many people have lost their jobs.
I just called it.
It's such a shame,
she says as she smiles.
Well, enough with introductions. Is there anything that you would like to know?
Tell me about the company.
That is not a bad thing to ask about. Let me put it this way. Your world is constantly growing, and the demand for energy is exponentially increasing as technologies advance.
Self-aware AI before GTA 6.
All conventional energy sources combined could not sustain the world further. In search of a solution, we happened to stumble upon mysterious buildings whom we dubbed abnormalities.
Fuck the clankers.
Then, we figured out that energy could be harvested from these abnormalities via a special method.
Must not give in to the innuendo.
To isolate them in a controlled environment and then to harvest energy from them. Our corporation became one of the wings of the world for this discovery that benefits humanity in two ways. Once you are fully placed into the role as the manager, you will be able to access all current information on the abnormalities from the encyclopedia. It is very important that you know and understand these beings well to be successful in your position. For now, the encyclopedia's pages lay blank, but it will be filled out little by little. Don't concern yourself too much with it. It is the task of your subordinates to pen it.
Does that mean you? Okay, I can't deny she's fucking cute.
You have joined the company at an opportune moment, by the way. Lobotomy Corporation is always looking for ways to improve its harvesting processes. Our systems are continually updated to support this. Speaking of which, there was a new update to the system right before you arrived. That means the working conditions have been improved upon compared to those of your predecessors. Think of it as a small welcoming gift.
There are worse things to receive on your first day.
Best of luck for us. I was just about to mention you. You don't understand the concept of patience, do you?
What the fuck did I do?
Oh, pardon my manners, manager. I was talking to one of the other AIs that work here. I should introduce her to you.
Nice save.
Our facility is a huge one, and even I would have trouble managing it on my own, so someone determined that there should be an AI to assume head control of each department. If I were to be considered the cerebrum, they would be the cerebellum.
Don't fall for the cute clanker, that's how they get you. Yes, that is how they get you. Ugh. Oh god, what was that one movie? Ex Machina? I think that was the name of the one with the robot that they were trying to do a Turing test on, and she completely outsmarted them.
Yes. Naturally, of course, I should be your most trustworthy and capable companion among all the AIs.
That's not shady in the slightest.
Well then, shall we greet her now?
Is she also cute, or is she just a computer? Why is this here? I'm blanking on the name for it, but... Oh, crap. I know this thing. Where did all my random knowledge of mysticism go? Yeah. Kabbalah? Was that it? I could be wrong. I want to say it's the Kabbalah. You can hear rushed footsteps from behind. She's even cuter. Must resist.
Manager!
Wait, I gotta hold on.
Manager! I arrived just on time, right? The time is only about 1 minute late. Well, I guess it still counts as on time. Congratulations on joining Lobotomy Corporation, Manager.
Hold on, I can do this better.
I do not want to disturb this touching moment, Malkuth, but every second counts in Lobotomy Corp. Please make your introduction as brief as possible and go prepare for the meeting. Seems Miss Angela isn't in a good mood today.
Wrapped it up, folks. I can't help it if they look cute. Doesn't mean I'm gonna simp for them. I could just be like, oh, you're adorable. Oh, I have to destroy you. Oh, I have to ruin your adorable face while I destroy you, you clanker piece of shit. I can have both. I can have very complicated feelings.
Seems Miss Angela isn't in a good mood today. But hey, at least the other Sephiroth are looking for...
Okay, they're definitely Is that why she's called Malkuth? Are they taking this from the Kabbalah? Because I know that's where the Sephiroth come from. And yes, that is also where Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII got his name.
Well, maybe. Not all of them. Oh, where are my manners? My name is Malkuth. I'm in charge of the control team. Since we're the control team, we have a great deal of responsibility. I'll try my best to help you by improving the basic functions of this facility, Manager. I'm sure you're a bit nervous right now. It takes a bit of time to get used to things around here. I know from experience. But don't worry, I'll be sure to help you. I am, not exactly the best at everything. I used to be a problem Sephira, you know?
So now I'm getting mad Evangelion vibes because there was so much named after primarily like Christian mysticism. Of course, for them it was mostly thrown in willy-nilly because Christianity is not really a thing in Japan, but fuck it, it was fun.
I would sew buttons onto a shirt in the wrong direction.
Wait, what? How? Does she mean like on the inside part? So it was...
Or add salt instead of sugar to food. But still, you can do it, just like I managed to. I'm sure you will succeed, Manager. I'll give you an easy task since it's your first day here. I wish you the best of luck.
What the fuck? I can't take it anymore! Manager, you're in there, right? I have to get out of here, please! I know you're capable of it. You're the manager. You're not the same as the rest of us. You can do anything.
Why do you want to quit? Don't you like working here in the control team? Every day here is a delight for me.
It's so horrible. I can't take it anymore. I'll go insane. Nothing here is normal.
Do you really think you can't handle it?
Oh god, I hate people like this, the people who are in charge. Like, really? Do you want to quit? Do you want to give up? Are you sure that's a correct decision for yourself? It's like, yes, just let me make a goddamn decision. Please, I don't want to be here. Let me out of here, please.
Manager, even though you're the head of this facility, that employee belongs to my department, so I believe I can take care of this. Let me handle this, please.
Let her handle it. I should intervene. See, if I let her handle it, I feel the employee is not going to have a good time.
残酷の天使のステーセス
I'll intervene. I don't fully trust her. Oh. A small smile and an ellipses. That doesn't bode well when it comes from an AI.
Then please keep this in mind, manager. Once they say they can't handle it, they are no longer part of my control team. The control team is on the top of all the Sephiroth, just like the central nervous system of a human being. If we go down, it's only a matter of time until everyone else goes out too.
Is that a threat?
At first, it was hard for me to get used to as well. But I worked really, really hard. So please, don't say something as meaningless as, you can't handle it.
Good. Mission. You can do this. You can do it!
Manager, please make sure to remember that your primary goal is harvesting energy from the abnormalities. In order to harvest energy, you need to work on them. It is the most basic yet important task we have here at the corporation. Please don't let me down. I know you can do it.
Complete 3 work processes with the abnormalities. Okay. Asiya, Bria, Atsila. Oh, great. Now I'm gonna have to look into Kabbalah stuff to get a better understanding of this. I mean, like, the 3 computers in Evangelion were Balthazar, Melchior, and Gaspar. Gaspar. Which were also the names given to the sages, the wise old men, whatever they were called in Chrono Trigger.
Hello, manager. Each day you will need to expand one department. Are you ready to open up the control department and begin managing abnormalities?
As well as I can. Synchronizing. Memory repository imprinted. What? Does that mean just like carrying over data? Or, oh, hello, Genie. Alright, so we got an employee here. Egos, wait. No. Alright, so I don't have any of this. Close that. Who's unknown? Alright, so I don't have anything. I need 8, observation level. Okay, this is gonna take me a little bit to get the swing of it. Begin management. Oh, not what I meant to do, but okay. What the hell? That is a crucifix skull. Interesting. Alright, so you're gonna go here. So let's try some insight. Agent en route. Menacingly click its teeth. Alright, so it seems just need this for now. Okay, so we're definitely gonna have to deal with floaty skull here.
As of this moment, you have accumulated what the...
Oh, can I just click it, or... The hallways and rooms are branded with fear and despair. Alright, so... Instinct? Calm. May have a positive... Ooh, may have a positive effect. Why? Okay, oh, bad things are happening. Can I pull her out? No? She's getting psychic damage. I saw the white. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's red. Oh. So, fairly neutral, it seems. Abnormality encyclopedia. Ooh, yay. So let's get the... Hooray. Alright, so... 1 sin and hundreds of good deeds. Well, that's very ominous. Let's see. Alright, so it does give off white damage. Alright, so we can't do that yet. Yeah, let's... Ooh. Coming high, coming. Alright, so that's all the unique PE boxes, so... Alright, guess we try repression. I gotta say, the name of 1 sin and hundreds of good deeds is a pretty metal name. Oh, was that a red? The solemnity, and reveres it. Wait, you revere it? Did not respond at all. Revering it, it sounds like she's gonna become like a thrall. Not possible.
The news you have been waiting for has finally arrived. All the energy we need has been collected for today. Any energy you collect from now on will be extra and makes our company even more prosperous.
Alright, but if we do one more, then it's gonna get this activated. Let's not attempt that, at least until we have more employees. You can do this, cleared. Huzzah. 1 alive, 0 dead. Hooray, hooray. We did this well. Next day. Do not need to repeat that. Yes, proceed to next day. Oh, so I have to confirm. Why is this? Well, yeah, nitpick. I'm nitpicking. Okay. We can decide. Oh, somewhere in the distance you can hear seagulls. People have committing sins since long ago. Why do they commit sins, knowing it's wrong? Everything will be peaceful while you are under the fairies' care. Oh, I'm gonna go with seagulls because I have an affinity for the ocean, so...
Face the fear, build the future. That is the motto of our founder, the one who we refer to as A.
She referred to me as X earlier. Is that like how many managers we've gone through?
Tell me, if you had to choose one, what part of the motto do you prefer?
Face the fear.
We are the first humans of this world to discover abnormalities.
Why did you include yourself? Or are you just quoting the first guy?
Of course, with the exclusion of myself, as I do not exactly belong to humanity.
I keep making these observations and then she has something right for it.
How should I put it? We are pioneering an entirely new world in a brand new field of study. The discoveries we have made thus far are merely the tip of the iceberg. Abnormalities have been among us since the beginning. However, we have only just found their essence, their strange nature. We confronted them for the first time, and we faced fear itself. They were fundamentally an incarnation of fear.
Cool.
There was a bit of confusion last time, wasn't there? Usually, I am in charge of the security of your office. However, it seems that I failed to pay close to enough attention to the Sephira meeting room. I heard that a control team member employee has resigned from the corporation. Good job. You do know what it means to resign here in the company, don't you? I'm nervous as to what that answer will be. I'll take that as a no. I do sometimes miscalculate what information I should deliver to you and what I shouldn't. Some aspects of our company that I considered natural and obvious may come as quite a shock to you. What do you do with the resignees? We have a variety of roles here. This is going to be like employee D. It's like a well-structured play. Every actor has a role, and they must be faithful to their part without any error, synergizing with each other. I hate the word synergy. Now, imagine that one of the actors decides to leave the stage because they didn't like their role. The actor should have played their predetermined part at the predetermined timing before making their exit stage left. But to leave the stage without fulfilling their part means that the life of the role and its actor are finished. That is what we mean when we say someone resigns.
And what do you do with them exactly? Clearly they shuffle from this mortal coil.
Great job, manager. You did exactly what I asked of you. I knew you could do it. You'll never guess how much I rooted for you back there. As for me, the day went all right. We covered a joint emergency protocol drill for my team. Not a single dropout or injury. Everyone did a good job. Not to say that it was perfect, though. By the way, manager, have you seen something creepier than the abnormalities?
Like what?
Those entities that wander the facility, unable to be contained, and sometimes they manifest themselves in the corridors.
Fuck me!
The drills do no good when you encounter them, since we don't have enough data on them, so we always have to stay alert. No matter how meticulous our plan is, we can't control the unknown.
Wait, I'm mixing up the voices now.
Sometimes when I encounter them, I get a strange feeling. It's not like fear or anything, some other sensation. Strange, isn't it? I feel nauseous, like something within me is palpitating out of control, and it feels like I'm no longer myself. How could I describe it? Like something's wriggling inside of me.
That is not good for an AI!
Little by little.
Semper Fi. Oh god. Your job isn't just to keep the abnormalities in control. You need to make sure that they're happy so they'll produce as many PE boxes as they can. Please work hard on this. Everything else should be secondary to that objective. 4 work processes with a good result. Okay.
Good day, manager. Would you like to expand the control department?
Sure. Okay. Weakening, designating. What? Research proposal. Game speed acceleration. By using do we want order agents to work in other departments? Permits you to give cross-divisional work orders. Assembly summons recall scatter agents to their home. Let's start with this because that seems more like a safety thing.
Hi, manager. Would you like to research this project?
Yes. Seems like a superfluous thing to make me answer yes, no. Let's see. Oh, customize appearance. Really? Well, they're kind of cute. Alright, So this thing is currently doing white damage, so let's do that. Yeah.
Maybe hire one more person? Why not? Get kind of a well-rounded team. And justice. Oh, insufficient. Okay. Oh, I didn't realize it meant through the day. I thought if you just like kept clicking like that. Okay. Customized to fit my paw size. Let's see. Ego list. Right, we didn't get anything. Tally ho. Oh, wait, what? Are those shrimp people? It's shrimp people. Wait. Free drink? Well, cheers? It looks like Slurm. Alright, so let's get these guys. Oh yeah, this is the one with the seagulls. Insight. Genie, you do that. And this one, we're gonna do a... oh, wait. Wait a second. What's this? So, work damage your white. Does that mean I do more insight? I have forgotten how to do anything. Genie is working. What about you people? Did I not hit the higher button? Did I fuck up? I think I fucked up. Okay. Oh, so this is very good. I guess those are the other departments that I can handle. Yay! Wait, what? I think she drank some of the offered grape soda. Okay, so got unique PE boxes. So yes, get some basic information. Ocean soda. Well, cheers. Okay, their work damage is red. You can't do anything else. Oh, acquisition probability. Very nice. Alright, well, get over here, Genie. I'm gonna do one here. Arrival times sure are slow. Alright. I'm feeling terrified of entering. Something rattles. Let's see what decreases. I'm figuring it out little by little. Oh, I got an increase of move speed. It is possible that you have made some sacrifices to collect half of the energy. Please do not let them be in vain. Cheer up. Alright. So now that we have 15. Ooh. Patient. Penitence hat. Work success rate plus 10% with the corresponding abnormality. I should probably check this. Ooh. So pretty much their stuff is penitence. I mean, it makes sense. Attachment work list. Ooh. How much do I have? Managerial guidelines 1. One sin and hundreds of good deeds will restore the employee's mental state when the work result is good. Destiny, who received this benediction, commented that it felt refreshing. Ooh, non-escaping entity. So that probably means I don't have to worry when this thing goes down. Alright, are you getting all nice and healed? Alright. Put you back in here. See, I've already forgotten. If it's red, maybe do that. Night night, Bob Saget. Sleep well. See you next time. No need to get careless now. Okay. Instrumentality conditioning. Shrimp are delicious no matter how you cook them. Boil them, fry them, whatever. Already open can of grape flavored soda. Definitely, yeah.
Don't accept anything that's already offered. That's already opened, sorry. So it seems like a meh. Why are you taking what they are offering? Do not be doing that. The Welchers. Wait, Welchers? It's maybe supposed to be like Welchers? Alright. Da-dum, ba-dum. Okay, so I think... Getting it. Where's Jeannie? Alright, you getting good? You getting good? You getting good? Alright, let's go back to working on the Welchers. Insight. Unknown. High success, so may as well. It's finally happening! Okay, let's see. So this is still occurring. I don't think anything's happening there. Let's zoom out a bit, get a better idea of how everything's going. Of course these guys. Oh boy. Looks like she's getting red damage.
I knew you could do it. We have succeeded in collecting enough energy. Though you cannot see me, I was cheering for you the whole time.
Alright, well... Alright, quick, Jeannie. Get in there, get healing. And, repression. Go, 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 go. Move. Move, woman. I know it said it can't, escape, or it won't, but I don't want to... Oh, skin of the teeth, skin of the teeth. Alright, so once that repression is over, we'll complete the workday. Alright, it seems that one sin and hundreds of good deeds does not appreciate Jeannie. Alright, Jeannie, get back to the room. Get your relaxation on. Actually, let's also get these up and going. Oh, I should have done that. Well, whatever. Get all this good stuff in. Upon completion of the work process, a canned beverage is discharged from the vending machine. The type of beverage that is emitted seems to vary in correlation with the work type. Okay. Oh, is there more? Oh boy. Test results W1. A red drink can is emitted. The employee who ingested the beverage said it had a distinctive aroma and sweetness and expressed a feeling of heightened energy after. Following the test, the physical health of the subject was confirmed. Test result W2. A blue drink can is emitted. It contains an odorless liquid that is highly carbonated. It has been found to be effective in restoring mental strength. Okay, cool. So they get kind of a little cure. Interesting. And for you... managerial guidelines. After the maximum number of PE boxes was produced with one sin and hundreds of good deeds, it restored the mental health of every employee in the department. Ooh! So not everything that they do is detrimental, but also some are beneficial. Cool, 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 cool. Okay. It is now 11:30. I originally planned to only do this from like 10 to 11, but I didn't realize the tutorial was like an hour. So what you guys think? Do you think we should play this until midnight, or shall we move on to reading some Lovecraft? Excuse me. Move on? Okie dokie. First I'm gonna Let's do this so we can get the saving in. Okay, and escape. Quit. Okay. Alright, time to, let's see, here we go. Why does this thing keep shrinking on me? This should not be the case. Meh. There we go. I don't know, maybe it's because this thing keeps moving. I don't know. I'll figure it out. One of these days I'll get the whole thing working as it should. Okay. Time for some Lovecraft. I picked out some titles that I have enjoyed. And I'm only reading the shorter ones because unfortunately the really good ones will take like 3 hours to read. At least based on the, why am I frozen? Why is my bear no worky? Okay, there we go. That was weird. And I've got like a big ass book. Let's see. H.P. Lovecraft, The Complete Fiction. One of those special books that were only available in Barnes & Noble. And the first one I'm going to read is actually the first Lovecraft story I ever read. And it stuck with me because I just thought it was so damn cool. Alright, let us begin, shall we? I'm going to start with The Outsider. Unhappy is he to whom the memories of childhood bring only fear and sadness. Wretched is he who looks back upon lone hours in vast and dismal chambers with brown hangings and maddening rows of antique books, or upon awed watches and twilight groves of grotesque, gigantic, and vine-encumbered trees that silently wave twisted branches far aloft. Such a lot the gods gave me. To me, the dazed, the disappointed, the barren, the broken. And yet I am strangely content and cling desperately to those seer memories when my mind momentarily threatens to reach beyond to the other. I know not where I was born, save that the castle was infinitely old and infinitely horrible, full of dark passages and having high ceilings where the eye could find only cobwebs and shadows. The stones in the crumbling corridors seemed always hideously damp, and there was an accursed smell everywhere, as of the piled-up corpses of dead generations. It was never light, so that I used sometimes to light candles and gaze steadily at them for relief. Nor was there any sun outdoors, since the terrible trees grew high above the topmost accessible tower. There was one black tower which reached above the trees into the unknown outer sky, but that was partly ruined and could not be ascended save by a well-nigh impossible climb up the sheer wall, stone by stone. I must have lived years in this place, but I cannot measure the time. Beings must have cared for my needs, yet I cannot recall any person except myself, or anything alive but the noiseless rats and bats and spiders. I think that whoever nursed me must have been shockingly aged, since my first conception of a living person was that of something mockingly like myself, yet distorted, shriveled, and decaying like the castle. To me, there was nothing grotesque in the bones and skeletons that strewed some of the stone crypts deep down among the foundations. I fantastically associated these things with everyday events, and thought them more natural than the colored pictures of living beings which I found in many of the moldy books. From such books I learned all that I know. No teacher urged or guided me, and I do not recall hearing any human voice in all those years, not even my own, for although I had read of speech, I had never thought to try to speak aloud. My aspect was a matter equally unthought of, for there were no mirrors in the castle,
and I merely regarded myself by instinct as akin to the youthful figures I saw drawn and painted in the books. I felt conscious of youth because I remembered so little. Outside, across the putrid moat and under the dark mute trees, I would often lie and dream for hours about what I read in the books, and would longingly picture myself amidst gay crowds in the sunny world beyond the endless forest. Once I tried to escape from the forest, but as I went farther from the castle, the shade grew denser, and the air more filled with brooding fear, so that I ran frantically back, lest I lose my way in a labyrinth of nighted silence. So through endless twilights I dreamed and waited, though I knew not what I waited for. Then, in the shadowy solitude, my longing for light grew so frantic that I could rest no more, and I lifted entreating hands to the single black ruined tower that reached above the forest into the unknown outer sky. And at last I resolved to scale that tower, fall though I might, since it were better to glimpse the sky and perish than to live without ever beholding day. In the dank twilight, I climbed the worn and aged stone stairs till I reached the level where they ceased, and thereafter clung perilously to small footholds leading upward. Ghastly and terrible was that dead, stairless cylinder of rock, black, ruined, and deserted, and sinister with startled bats whose wings made no noise. But more ghastly and terrible still was the slowness of my progress, for climb as I might, the darkness overhead grew no thinner, and a new chill as of haunted and venerable mold assailed me. I shivered as I wondered why I did not reach the light, and would have looked down had I dared. I fancied that night had come suddenly upon me, and vainly groped with one free hand for a window embrasure, that I might peer out and above, and try to judge the height I had attained. Excuse me. All at once, for an infinity of awesome, sightless crawling up that concave and desperate precipice, I felt my head touch a solid thing, and I knew I must have gained the roof, or at least some kind of floor. In the darkness, I raised my free hand and tested the barrier, finding it stone and immovable. Then came a deadly circuit of the tower, clinging to whatever holds the slimy wall could give, till finally my testing hand found the barrier yielding, and I turned upward again, pushing the slab or door with my head as I used both hands in my fearful ascent. There was no light revealed above, and my hands went higher. I knew that my climb was for the nonce ended, since the slab was the trap door of an aperture leading to a level stone surface of greater circumference than the lower tower. No doubt the floor of some lofty and capacious observation chamber. I crawled through carefully and tried to prevent the heavy slab from falling back into place, but failed in the latter attempt. As I lay exhausted on the stone floor, I heard the eerie echoes of its fall, but hoped when necessary to pry it open again. Believing I was now at a prodigious height, far above the accursed branches of the wood, I dragged myself up from the floor and fumbled about for windows, that I might look for the first time upon the sky and the moon and stars of which I had read. But on every hand I was disappointed, since all that I found was vast shelves of marble, bearing odious oblong boxes of disturbing size. More and more I reflected, and wondered what hoary secrets might abide in this high apartment so many eons cut off from this castle below. Then unexpectedly my hands came upon a doorway, where hung a portal of stone, rough with strange chiseling. Trying it, I found it locked, but with a supreme burst of strength I overcame all obstacles and dragged it open inward. As I did so, there came to me the purest ecstasy I have ever known, for shining tranquility through an ornate grating of iron and down a short stone passageway of steps that ascended from the newly found doorways was the radiant full moon, which I had never before seen save in dreams and in vague visions I dare not call memories. Fancying now that I have attained the very pinnacle of the castle, I commenced to rush up the few steps beyond the door, but the sudden veiling of the moon by a cloud caused me to stumble, and I felt my way more slowly in the dark. It was still very dark when I reached the grating, which I tried carefully and found unlocked, but which I did not open for fear of falling from the amazing height to which I had climbed. Then the moon came out. Most demoniacal of all shocks is that of the abysmally unexpected and grotesquely unbelievable. Nothing I had before undergone could compare in terror with what I now saw, with the bizarre marvels that sight implied. The sight itself was as simple as it was stupefying, for it was merely this. Instead of a dizzying prospect of treetops seen from a lofty eminence, there stretched around me on a level through the grating nothing less than the solid ground, decked and diversified by marble slabs and columns, and overshadowed by an ancient stone church, whose ruined spire gleamed spectrally into the moonlight. Half unconscious, I opened the grating and staggered out upon the white gravel path that stretched away in two directions. My mind, stunned and chaotic as it was, still held the frantic craving for light, and not even the fantastic wonder which had happened could stay my course. I neither knew nor cared whether my experience was insanity, dreaming, or magic, but was determined to gaze on brilliance and gaiety at any cost. I knew not who I was, or what my surroundings might be, though as I continued to stumble along, I became conscious of a kind of fearsome latent memory that made my progress not wholly fortuitous. I passed under an arch out of that region of slabs and columns and wandered through the open country, sometimes following the visible road, but sometimes leaving it curiously to tread across the meadows where only occasional ruins bespoke the ancient presence of a forgotten road. Once I swam across a swift river where crumbling, mossy masonry told of a bridge long vanished. Over 2 hours must have passed before I reached what seemed to be my goal, a venerable ivied castle in a thickly wooded park, maddeningly familiar, yet full of perplexing strangeness to me. I saw that the moat was filled in, that some of the well-known towers were demolished, whilst new wings existed to confuse the beholder. But what I observed with chief interest and delight were the open windows, gorgeously ablaze with light and sending forth sound of the gayest revelry. Advancing to one of these, I looked in and saw an oddly dressed company, indeed, making merry and speaking brightly to one another. I had never, seemingly, heard human speech before, and could guess only vaguely what was said. Some of the faces seemed to hold expressions that brought up incredibly remote recollections. Others were utterly alien. I now stepped through the low window into the brilliantly lighted room, stepping as I did so from my single bright moment of hope to my blackest convulsion of despair and realization. The nightmare was quick to come, for as I entered, there occurred immediately one of the most terrifying demonstrations I had ever conceived. Scarcely had I crossed the sill when they descended upon the whole company, a sudden and unheralded fear of hideous intensity, distorting every face and evoking the most horrible screams from nearly every throat. Flight was universal, and in the clamor and panic several fell in a swoon and were dragged away by their madly fleeing companions. Many covered their eyes with their hands and plunged blindly and awkwardly in their race to escape, overturning furniture and stumbling against the walls before they managed to reach one of the many doors. The cries were shocking, and as I stood in the brilliant apartment alone and dazed, listening to their vanishing echoes, I trembled at the thought of what might be lurking near me unseen. At a casual inspection, the room seemed deserted, but when I moved toward one of the alcoves, I thought I detected a presence there. A hint of motion beyond the golden arched doorway leading to another and somewhat similar room. As I approached the arch, I began to perceive the presence more clearly. And then, with the first and last sound I ever uttered, a ghastly ululation that revolted me almost as poignantly as its noxious cause. I beheld in full, frightful vividness the inconceivable, indescribable, and unmentionable monstrosity which had by its simple appearance changed a merry company to a herd of delirious fugitives. I cannot even hint what it was like, for it was a compound of all that is unclean, uncanny, unwelcome, abnormal, and detestable. It was the ghoulish shade of decay, antiquity, and desolation. The putrid, dripping eidolon of unwholesome revelation. The awful bearing of that which the awful bearing of that which the merciful earth should always hide. God knows it was not of this world, or no longer of this world. Yet to my horror, I saw in its eaten away and bone-revealing outlines leering, abhorrent travesty on the human shape. And in its moldy, disintegrating appeal, an unspeakable quality that chilled me even more. I was almost paralyzed, but not too much so to make a feeble effort towards flight. A backward stumble which failed to break the spell in which the nameless, voiceless monster held me. My eyes, bewitched by the glassy orbs which stared loathsomely into them, refused to close, though they were mercifully blurred and shewed the terrible object, but indistinctly after the first shock. I tried to raise my hand to shut out the sight, yet so stunned were my nerves that my arm could not fully obey my will. The attempt, however, was enough to disturb my balance, so that I had to stagger forward several steps to avoid falling. As I did so, I became suddenly and agonizingly aware of the nearness of the carrion thing, whose hideous hollow breathing I half fancied I could hear. Nearly mad, I found myself yet able to throw out a hand to ward off the fetid apparition which pressed so close, when in one cataclysmic second of cosmic nightmarishness and hellish accident, my fingers touched the rotting, outstretched paw of the monster beneath the golden arch. I did not shriek, but all the fiendish ghouls that ride the night wind shrieked for me, as in that same second there crashed down upon my mind a single and fleeting avalanche of soul-annihilating memory. I knew in that second all that had been. I remembered beyond the frightful castle and the trees, and recognized the altered edifice in which I now stood. I recognized, most terrible of all, the unholy abomination that stood leering before me as I withdrew my sullied fingers from its own. But in the cosmos, there is balm as well as bitterness, and that balm is Nepenthe. In the supreme horror of that second, I forgot what had horrified me, and the burst of black memory vanished in a chaos of echoing images. In a dream, I fled from that haunted and accursed pile, and ran swiftly and silently in the moonlight. When I returned to the churchyard place of marble and went down the steps, I found the stone trapdoor immovable. But I was not sorry, for I had hated the antique castle and the trees. Now I ride with the mocking and friendly ghouls on the night wind, and play by day amongst the catacombs of Neferenka in the sealed and unknown valley of Hodoth by the Nile. I know that light is not for me, save that of the moon over the rock tombs of Neb, nor any gaiety save the unnamed feasts of Nitocris beneath the Great Pyramid. Yet in my new wildness and freedom I almost welcome the bitterness of alienage. For although Nepenthe has calmed me, I know always that I am an outsider, a stranger in this century and among those who are still men. This I have known ever since I stretched out my fingers to the abomination within that great gilded frame. Stretched out my fingers and touched a cold and unyielding surface of polished glass. The end. Yep, that was The Outsider. That was the first Lovecraft story I ever read. And I thought it was really cool. Yeah, it's no Cthulhu mythos, but
it gets the job done. Very simple, horrifying. Okay, I think I have the energy for one more story because my voice has been starting to go for a while now, but as I've said, I try to make good on my word, and I have been eating my honey candy, which has been affecting my voice a little, but y'all don't seem to mind. Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Jekyll. Again, it's one of the simpler tales because it doesn't deal with cosmic horror, and I think technically the narrator is exactly a ghoul in the mythological sense. There's actually a really good book that I don't know if it's like official part of the Cthulhu mythos canon, but it's a relatively recent book, at least when you compare it to Lovecraft. It's called Al-Hazred, and it's the point of view of the Mad Arab character from Lovecraft. It's really good. It's got ghouls in it and very interesting, although the first chapter will make you so nauseous. I had to sit down and catch my stomach. Alright, so next and final story before I sign off for the night. The Cats of Ulthar. It is said that in Ulthar, which lies beyond the river Sky, no man may kill a cat. And this I can verily believe as I gaze upon him who sitteth purring before the fire. For the cat is cryptic, and close to strange things which men cannot see. He is the soul of antique Egyptus, and bearer of tales from forgotten cities in Meroe and Ophir. He is the kin of the jungle's lords, and heir to the secrets of hoary and sinister Africa. The Sphinx is his cousin, and he speaks her language, but he is more ancient than the Sphinx, and remembers that which she hath forgotten. In Ulthar, before ever the burgesses forbade the killings of cats, there dwelt an old cotter and his wife who delighted to trap and slay the cats of their neighbors. Why they did this I know not, save that many hate the voice of the cat in the night, and take it ill that cats should run stealthily about yards and gardens at twilight. But whatever the reason, this old man and woman took pleasure in trapping and slaying every cat which came near to their hovel. And from some of the sounds heard after dark, many villagers fancied that the manner of slaying was exceedingly peculiar. But the villagers did not discuss such things with the old man and his wife, because of the habitual expression on the withered faces of the two, and because their cottage was so small and so darkly hidden under spreading oaks at the back of a neglected yard. In truth, much as the owners of cats hated these odd folk, they feared them more, and instead of berating them as brutal assassins, merely took care that no cherished pet or mouser should stray toward the remote hovel under the dark trees. When through some unavoidable oversight a cat was missed and sounds heard after dark, the loser would lament impotently, or console himself by thanking fate that it was not one of his children who had thus vanished. For the people of Ulthar were simple, and knew not whence it is all cats first came. One day, a caravan of strange wanderers from the south entered the narrow cobbled streets of Ulthar. Dark wanderers they were, and unlike the others roving folk who passed through the village twice every year. In the marketplace they told fortunes for silver, and bought gay beads from the merchants. What was the land of these wanderers none could tell, but it was seen that they were given to strange prayers, and that they had painted on the sides of their wagons strange figures with human bodies, and the heads of cats, hawks, rams, and lions. And the leader of the caravan wore a headdress with 2 horns and a curious disc between the horns. There was in this singular caravan a little boy with no father or mother, but only a tiny black kitten to cherish. The plague had not been kind to him, yet had left him the small furry thing to mitigate his sorrow, and when one is very young,
one can find great relief in the lively antics of a black kitten. So the boy, whom the dark people called Menes, smiled more often than he wept as he sat playing with his graceful kitten on the steps of an oddly painted wagon. On the third morning of the wanderer's stay in Ulthar, Menes could not find his kitten, and as he sobbed aloud in the marketplace, certain villagers told him of the old man and his wife, and of sounds heard in the night. And when he heard these things, his sobbing gave place to meditation, and finally to prayer. He stretched out his arms toward the sun, and prayed in a tongue no villager could understand. Though indeed the villagers did not try very hard to understand, since their attention was mostly taken up by the sky and the odd shapes of the clouds were assuming. It was very peculiar, but as the little boy uttered his petition, there seemed to form overhead the shadowy, nebulous figures of exotic things, of hybrid creatures crowned with horn-flanked discs. Nature is full of such illusions to impress the imaginative. That night, the wanderers left Ulthar and were never seen again. And the householders were troubled when they noticed that in all the village there was not a cat to be found. From each hearth the familiar cat had vanished, cats large and small, black, gray, striped, yellow, and white. Excuse me. Old Crannon, the burgomaster, swore that the dark folk had taken the cats away in revenge for the killing of Menes' kitten, and cursed the caravan and the little boy. But Nith, the lean notary, declared that the old cotter and his wife were more likely persons to suspect, for their hatred of cats was notorious and increasingly bold. Still, no one durst complain to the sinister couple, even when little Atal, the innkeeper's son, vowed that he had at twilight seen all the cats of Ulthar in that accursed yard under the trees, pacing very slowly and solemnly in a circle around the cottage, two abreast, as if in performance of some unheard-of rite of beasts. The villagers did not know how much to believe from so small a boy, and though they feared that the evil pair had charmed the cats to their death, they preferred not to chide the old cotter till they met him outside his dark and repellent yard. So Ulthar went to sleep in vain anger, and when the people awakened at dawn, behold, every cat was back at his accustomed hearth, large and small, black, gray, striped, yellow, and white, none were missing. Very sleek and fat did the cats appear, and sonorous with purring content. The citizens talked with one another of the affair, and marveled not a little. Old Crannon again insisted that it was the dark folk who had taken them, since Cat did not return alive from the cottage of the ancient man and his wife. But all agreed on one thing, that the refusal of all the cats to eat their portions of meat or drink their saucers of milk was exceedingly curious, and for 2 whole days the sleek, lazy cats of Ulthar would touch no food, but only doze by the fire or in the sun. It was fully a week before the villagers noticed that no lights were appearing at dusk in the windows of the cottage under the trees. Then the lean Nith remarked that no one had seen the old man or his wife since the night the cats were away. In another week, the burgomaster decided to overcome his fears and call at the strangely silent dwelling as a matter of duty, though in doing so, he was careful to take with him Shang the blacksmith and Thule the cutter of stone as witnesses. And when they had broken down the frail door, they found only this: 2 cleanly picked human skeletons on the earthen floor, and a number of singular beetles crawling in the shadowy corners. There was subsequently much talk among the burgesses of Ulthar. Zath, the coroner, disputed at length with Nith, the lean notary, and Crannon and Shang and Thule were overwhelmed with questions. Even little Atal, the innkeeper's son, was closely questioned and given a sweetmeat as reward. They talked of the old cotter and his wife, of the caravan of dark wanderers, of small Menes and his black kitten, of the prayer of Menes and of the sky during that prayer, of the doings of the cats on the night the caravan left, and of what was later found in the cottage under the dark trees in the repellent yard. And in the end, the Burgesses passed that remarkable law, which is told of by traders in Hathig and discussed by travelers in Near, namely, that in Ulthar, no man may kill a cat. And that is that story. And as a cat lover, I very much appreciate that. Lovecraft was such a fanatic for cats. And I'm pretty sure that the imagery was supposed to be reminiscent of Egypt, like the horns and the disc. And the dark folk were supposed to be Romany. I am not going to use the old word for it because I've been informed that it is a slur, and I know some people of Romany descent, so I respect that. Because the old word came about from people believing that the wanderers, the travelers, were from Egypt. So, Jip. That's all I'm going to say. I'm trying to be respectful here. I'm very white. Alright, so it is now midnight. I am a wee bit sleepy, and my voice is starting to go. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining in. It was a delight. Maybe next time I will play more Lobotomy Company. I might play a day or two just to get into the swing of what's going on. And so it's a little more exciting than just the early tutorial, banging on the keyboard, trying to figure out what to do. But yeah, come back next Friday. I will be doing another stream, roughly 10 to midnight, because 2 hours seems to be my vocal limit. Thank you for coming very much, Mr. Jekyll 13. You were a delight to have. As well as everyone else commenting. I did see some of your discussion about how I, as a bear, deal with keyboards and such. That'll have to be a mystery, because oftentimes the mystery is more intriguing than the answer. All right, my darlings. Until next time, stay safe and sweet dreams to you. Bye-bye.